On the jagged, storm-lashed cliffs of the disputed frontier moon, where sulphurous clouds twisted like living shadows across a sky streaked with lightning, young human scavenger Alara picked her way through the twisted wreckage of abandoned freighters, every nerve alert to predators, the treacherous ground, and the possibility of discovery, yet unaware that this day would change the course of her life and the galaxy itself. Deep within the crumbled hull of a derelict cargo ship, she heard a faint, pitiful growl, high-pitched and trembling, a sound that carried both fear and vulnerability, drawing her into a dark corridor where the stench of burning metal mingled with the unmistakable scent of an alien infant, an infant predator cub, its fur marked with the insignia of royalty, singed and matted, eyes wide with terror and confusion, a child abandoned by a species that prized strength above all else. And yet in that moment, Alara felt no fear, only a surge of protective instinct that defied logic, a bond forming in an instant that neither species could have predicted. She scooped the cub into her arms, whispering soothing sounds, and over days and weeks, they began a delicate dance of survival, scavenging energy cells and water filters from wrecks, improvising shelter from metal plates and ancient cargo containers, teaching each other in a language half-formed, half-gesture, the cub mimicking her words and laughter with growing confidence, his innate instincts for hunting tempered by the lessons of restraint and trust that Alara imparted. And together, they became a pair of unlikely survivors, hidden from bounty hunters, mercenary scavengers, and rogue predators who prowled the frontier seeking glory, fame, or coin. All the while, Alara's own human ingenuity reshaping the cub's perceptions of strength, honor, and family. Nights on the cliffside were spent under twin moons, the cub huddled against her as she recounted tales of Earth, of human resilience, of courage in the face of hopelessness. And he learned not only words, but emotion, empathy, and loyalty, forming a bond deeper than any clan ritual could instill. So that when the Predator clan, sleek and terrifying in their blackened armor, arrived with ships that blotted out the horizon and weapons calibrated to reclaim their lost royal heir, they found a scene that challenged everything they believed. The cub, standing tall despite youth, chest heaving with defiance and loyalty, by the side of a human, eyes bright with determination, claws ready, but trembling not from fear, but from the weight of choice. And as the elders demanded his immediate return, the cub did the unimaginable, uttering human words, broken but clear. "I choose her," a declaration that sent ripples of shock through the ancient warriors, who had never seen a cub defy bloodline in favor of another species. And as tension crackled in the stormy air, Alara did not flinch, did not bow, simply extended her hand, a gesture of trust and protection, showing the elders that humanity could nurture, defend, and teach a predator without expectation of submission or domination. And in that tense standoff, the moon itself seemed to hold its breath, as sparks of old tradition clashed with new understanding. Arguments erupted in guttural tones, energy blades ignited, claws slammed into jagged rock. Yet through it all, the cub remained resolute, placing himself between the girl and his kin, his roar blending the fearsome legacy of his lineage with the innocence and loyalty taught by humans, shaking the cliffs with a sound that spoke of both warning and love. And slowly, the elders, faced with a choice that threatened to unravel centuries of rigid ritual and doctrine, hesitated, conferring in whispered clicks and hisses, realizing that to claim the cub by force would not only break him, but shatter the fragile bridge between their species. A bridge built not with conquest, but with empathy, courage, and understanding. And so, after hours that felt like lifetimes, the elders withdrew muttering of honor, curiosity, and unanswerable questions about the strange resilience of humans, leaving the cub and Alara alone amidst the jagged cliffs, survivors not merely by strength, but by bond, ingenuity, and the capacity for compassion. In the following weeks, whispers of their defiance spread across the frontier, carried by smugglers, traders, and wandering scouts. Stories of a human girl who dared to raise a royal predator, of a cub who chose love and loyalty over bloodline and tradition. Tales that inspired settlers and warriors alike, slowly reshaping perception of humanity in a galaxy that had long underestimated them. For if a child of the deadliest species could recognize courage and trust in a human, perhaps the galaxy could not rely solely on brute strength, and perhaps humanity's influence could reach even the most fearsome warriors. And as the twin moons rose night after night, casting silvery light across the cliffs, the cub pressed close to Alara, now stronger, more confident, yet still tender, feeling a new power in the choices he had made, the power to protect, to honor, and to choose family over instinct, fear, or tradition. And Alara, in turn, recognized in him a reflection of all humans had long claimed as impossible: resilience, courage, and the capacity to change the universe not through weapons or war, but through loyalty, love, and the quiet determination to do what was right. And together, standing atop the cliffs of a hostile moon, a human girl and a predator cub forged a legend that would echo across the stars. A tale of how humanity could raise even the deadliest warrior to see the strength not in conquest, but in compassion, and how one child's choice could alter the destiny of two species.